Yo, what up, man? Chris, somebody checking in, man. Back with a blog, man. Make sure that like button, that subscribe button, anyway, and I appreciate all the support. Salute to everybody, man. Happy Hump Day Wednesday to everybody, man. Cinco de Mayo, man. Did y'all hang out this week, man? What's going on? Margaritas, taco, what's going on? I was out last night enjoying myself, but I'm back. Do this blog about Jae Millz, man. Jae Millz! Feel like they about to turn on you, Millz. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting messages like, oh, you blew Jae Millz. You helped blow Jae Millz up. It's because of you. You said he was the algorithm unbiased, and look at him now. Millz, man, they about to turn on you, Millz. When you get to the top, my brother, the only way to go is down. And there's a thin line between arrogance and humbleness. There is a thin line. And you know, I saw ARP's blog, you know, asking, are you the new Easy? Are you someone that was on top and then the arrogance got the best of you or whatever got the best of you? I don't know. Quite a few things with Easy, but, you know, the culture turned on Easy. And at one point in time, the Easy thought the culture was. This is what Easy said about 4 years ago, man. Let me play you years ago.
I feel like, for the most part, everybody's rocking with you. There's not like if it's 90% of the culture. Let's say people just hate the hate. They pick up the hate. This is what it is. 90%. At some point in this game, it happens to damn near everybody.
It don't.
You're gonna have your core supporters. Your core supporters will never change on you.
It don't.
But then you think that 90% is gonna stay with you all the time.
Listen, it don't. I'm gonna tell you this, man, and I wanted to say this for mine.
You can say it.
Let's keep it real.
Okay.
In life.
Yeah.
Right? Now we just talking about life. When people turn on you, right? What do you usually have to do? Unless somebody just grinding. But usually when people turn on you, you did something for somebody to turn on you, right? Unless you just grind. A regular.
You smart in life. You life. Okay.
Life. You know what I'm saying? Unless a person just ain't shit.
Yeah.
We talk about like a red light, you know what I'm saying? So we kind of correlate that when it comes to battle rap. Now, mind you, I understand why y'all say fans turn on y'all, but we only blame, to me, I think that is an excuse that battle rappers use. So if they fuck up, they can put it on the fans and not on themselves.
This is what Easy said 4 years ago. He felt like he would always give 100% in battle, so there would be no reason for fans to turn on him. And I do feel like for the most part, Easy has been very good in battles. I still like Easy a lot as a battler. One of my favorite battlers to watch. And win, lose, or draw, I never feel like I get cheated out of an Easy to block captain battle. But fans and media and bloggers and battle rappers and the culture can turn on you for many reasons. It could be your attitude. It could be your arrogance. It could be you lying. It could just be, you know, the more we get to know about you, we realize we don't really like your personality as much. It's a lot of reasons. And Easy wasn't someone that was like a Rum Nitty who battled and went home, or Av who battled and went home, and neither is Jae Millz. They got YouTube channels. They lit on their channel. They do their thing. So I feel like the culture in your situation, I'm looking at you and Organik right now argue online. I don't know why y'all are going back and forth online. If he tried to book you for a battle, that means he has your number and you have his number. Y'all should be getting on the horn. Y'all should be talking, and it should never go online. But I tend to agree with Organik in the argument. So let's go over this argument real quick. You obviously want to battle on Summer Madness on with the beats. A-Ward called you out on Champion, said he wanted to do a instrumental battle or a beat battle with you on, looks like it was on King of the Dot or Verbal Warzone. You brought up in your blog you wouldn't mind doing it on Summer Madness. Maybe URL can change the format. I said that I didn't think URL would change the format. I got a little bit more information about that. I'll speak on that in a minute. I didn't think URL would change the format because, one, it was A-Ward. He barely just got the URL. They're not going to go through all of this to try to have this with A-Ward. The other thing is that I didn't feel like you had enough, I guess, clout with URL as well as with your acapella battles to be able to get the culture to change. I also didn't think the battlers would go for it. Even though some of the battlers do seem to be with it or whatever, I didn't think the battlers would go for it, and I definitely didn't think the fans would go for it. So you add all that up. I'm not saying that it couldn't happen. I didn't think it would happen on Summer Madness. That's the Super Bowl of battle rap. A lot of people work all year to get to that platform. But you told A-Ward this: I'm not battling on King of the Dot for the 4 digits that they offered me to headline the last card you did with them. So if this is your only block to hustle this on, I respectfully decline. Nothing to see here. Keep doing your thing. Piece value, that doesn't really seem like a bad tweet. You just basically decline A-Ward. Organik comes back and he said, respectfully, any offer should be appreciated and not downplayed publicly. It was simply an offer, an opportunity to grow in a different country, which has opened a lot of doors for others. Would never dog anybody for turning an offer down or asking for more. But this premise is going to push people away from the culture, from feeling comfortable to make any offer in the future. Regardless, all good, much love and respect. At this, Organik probably should have just got off of Twitter and actually got on the phone, I think. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to win this battle. Organik is very respected in his culture. He's very professional in the way he handles a lot of things. And even though you didn't, it's sometimes not what you say, but how you say it. When you say, I'm not going to battle for the main event for the 4 digits they offer, it does sound like they offered you a low amount. It could be 1,000, it could be 9,900. But what you are saying is that you're unwilling to battle for less than $10,000. And by saying that, you are kind of putting the business out there. You're kind of letting them know that, yeah, they offered you 4 digits, but you're also letting them know that they offered you less than $10,000 to battle on King of the Dot, which is kind of putting the business out there. So there's more ways to put the business out than just, they tried to offer me $5,500. No, you didn't say the exact dollar amount, but if I be like, you know, they didn't want to give me 5 figures, then people are letting me know that they didn't offer me more than $10,000. And that's basically what you're saying. And sometimes the way you numerically can say stuff, it can sound small. If I say, man, that nigga gave me, you know, he gave me $1. It sounds worse if I say he gave me 4 quarters. Sounds worse. So when you say, I'm not going to battle for the 4 digits they offer, it does sound like you're downplaying the 4 digits. And it makes the culture may look at it like publicly, they may be like, oh, they trying to offer you like $4,000, $5,000 or whatever. When really they could have offered you $9,000 and it might not have been a bad price. So at this point, y'all could have just got off the phone, I got off of Twitter and talk. But you kind of have to know the battles that you're going to win on Twitter and not win on Twitter. And unfortunately, Organik is a little bit more right in this situation. But instead of getting offline, you reply back, no, it's not. You made an offer that was small for me to headline your event, and I respectfully decline. Don't try to spin a narrative so other people won't spend money with me because we couldn't figure out a way for me to accept yours. Stay blessed. Like I said, y'all could have got offline, but let me see what else was said after this. He said, spinning anything. You are the one who made a behind the scenes offer public for Twitter likes. If you're offended by offers, get a manager to handle them for you. Nobody can gauge your personal perceived value without making an offer first. All the best. And this could have gotten off Twitter, but it was even more. Let me go to the next thing. Once again, I say this respectfully. I acknowledge your offer. Did I tell the world how much you tried to actually offer me? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Is that information public anywhere? Please answer this for the culture. You didn't say the exact dollar amount, Millz, but you did let it know that they were offering you less than $10,000. And anytime you say that, it's still kind of putting the business out there. Organik's not wrong, bro. In my personal opinion, he's not wrong. And when you add this to the J Black situation, because you tried to have somewhat of an issue with the Cody thing, and I think what made rub people the wrong way with you and J Black was the fact that you said, if you're not going to acknowledge what I'm doing and make it seem like it doesn't exist, then J Black, you don't exist to me then. And Jay Black never really tried to say that what you did in the last 4 months of 2025 didn't exist. I thought Jay Black gave you credit on Cody, on the Cody panel. And I thought he was trying to figure out a way for you to get some type of award. Maybe you didn't really get the Cody and you didn't get the Body of the Year. I think they gave that to Shoddy Horror or something like that. But you didn't get that. And maybe you thought you should have got that for the way you did with Goods and DNA. But to me, Jae Millz was still showing love on the program. Maybe it wasn't enough love for you or the love that you wanted, but I thought he was showing love. So when you make that comment, like Jay Black and Organik, very low maintenance. They don't bother anybody. You're not gonna win these Twitter beefs. So you have to realize, I'm not saying you have to cower to them. You have to pick and choose your battles, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's lonely at the top. And when you get to the top, everybody's trying to bring you down. And people are going to look at it like you feel like you're bigger than a program because you wanted to change Cody. Now, I was a little surprised A-Ward won Cody. I really don't remember a lot of A-Ward's year for some reason. I know he had a lot of battles. I know he always does well. He kind of had a typical A-Ward year, except he finally got on URL. So for me, when he won Cody, I was a little surprised. I really didn't know who was going to win Cody. I know Loso was up there. Arsenal, to me, should have been up there. Tay-Rock was up there. Chef Trez had a good year. A-Ward. But it wasn't a standout person. So when you were saying you feel like you should win Cody, it was like a cool thing to say, but I didn't necessarily feel like they're going to give you Cody without any acapella battles. And the fact that you and Jay Black had somewhat of a back and forth over it is almost like you think they're going to change Cody for you, and they're not. They're not going to do that. It would have been nice to maybe include your instrumental battles, but they weren't doing it before with anybody else, and they weren't going to do it now. So that's one thing. So it's like, am I as Jae Millz big enough in this culture, algorithm enough in this culture, the most lit nigga in this culture, good enough to change Cody and good enough to get URL to put instrumental battles on Summer Madness? The answer is no. And anytime you think like that, niggas gonna be like, all right, Mills, you getting too big for your britches. You know what I'm saying? Like your grandma used to say back in the day. You starting to feel yourself. You starting to think you bigger than the program. Once you get to that, how you navigate the media, and you was doing well not arguing with the bloggers. Everybody's on your side. Niggas rocking with you, stuff like that. You told Jay Black not to recap your diss tracks no more. I don't know what's up with you and 3 Letterman. Y'all seem to have a back and forth. I don't really know where it stems from, or if might seem like it's a real, like like a semi beat between y'all or whatever. But I don't really know where that started from. But I don't know where you go from here. I guess that's what I'm saying, because you had a couple Twitter spats. You probably need to chill with certain people with that. Arsenal called you out, said he was willing to do an instrumental battle. You and him went back and forth. I guess you felt like he clout chasing or doing a little too much, or he had his chance, or then you said he hadn't been doing well in battles and all this kind of stuff. But I feel like you and Arsenal will have a good battle. Arsenal seems to be okay with battling you on a beat on Summer Madness. Cortez also called you out too and said he was okay with doing a beat on Summer Madness. So to my surprise, the battlers don't seem to be disappointed with doing a beat battle with you on Summer Madness. Now, talking to some folks within, around the leagues or whatever, they not interested in that. They don't mind booking Mills, from what I hear, to do a beat battle. Not on Summer Madness, though. Not on Summer Madness. It's just, they're not going to switch Summer Madness and turn it into a beat battle. It would be like a versus, Mills, to be real with you. It would be like, I'm going to get my 3 beats from Ron Browse. I'm going to go up there. I'm going to rap them. It's going to be some versus shit. You're going to get your 3 beats from whoever. And now we're going to have, it instead of having a real battle, we're going to have a versus battle. And I don't think the culture will really like that. Now, if it was a surprise battle, you could pull it off. It's a surprise. Nobody knows about it. The flyer says 5 battles. Coming to the stage, Jae Millz and Arsenal, and it's a surprise. Niggas will be lit like, oh shit, we didn't expect this. You can sell it better as a surprise. If it's on the flyer, I think people are going to knock it. And you're starting to get this narrative that you're afraid to battle, bro. And I feel like you have dominated like I said this before, you dominated diss tracks. You dominated. I don't like, you've done what, 17, 18 diss tracks? A lot of people, some people got you 17 and 0, some people got you 16 and 1, 15 and 2, 14 and 3, maybe not less than that. You've dominated this arena, bro. That you've dominated this arena. If you're not gonna battle Mickey Facts, or you and Arsenal can do a beat battle, I would be interested to see the disrespect versus how disrespectful you can get. But it seems like you and Arsenal are cool. I mean, I know right now Arsenal don't seem like, Arsenal basically said on Twitter he don't want to do no diss tracks with you anyway. He'll battle you on the stage or something on a diss track, or he'll battle you on an acapella. But you got to stand in front of him. He's not trying to do the video shit. You and Mickey would have been a cool little battle just for fun. I know you and Mickey are cool and y'all got the New York connection and everything, just for fun, because y'all been the most lit niggas on this instrumental stuff. But there is, if Rum Nitty isn't coming back outside, there's nobody for you. So to me, your next challenge is take your beats, take your algorithm, take your litness, take your the nigga right now that everybody's talking about, I'm doing well, take that and go battle. I don't really know why you want to battle on URL, bro. I'm still not really figuring out why you want to do a beat battle. So you mean to tell me you're going to be lit on YouTube, doing your thing on YouTube, and then you're going to go battle on the app? You're going to go battle on Summer Madness, have your battle on the app, and then people still don't really see it really unless they subscribe to the app. So I don't know. I don't know why you kind of knocking the beat battle with Organik would have been dope. I don't really like, that would have been fire. And you could have still promoted it on your channel. You could have still been like one of the best niggas to battle on Beat on King of the, I don't think it would have been a bad thing. So I don't know if you're overpricing yourself. I can't tell you what you're worth, but I know the culture, you gonna have to do some give and take, because the culture, like URL, they don't do instrumental battles. So you're trying to establish something on their platform that they don't really do. It's gonna be hard to do that and get the top dollar that you want. So I don't really know. Maybe I don't really know what you've been getting a battle on URL. You battled Geechee Gotti on URL. That was an app only battle. That card was Redemption. That card had Shotgun Suge and Kid Slade on there. That was an app only card. URL don't pay a lot of money for app only cards. So what kind of leap are you trying to go from app only Geechee Gotti, which was a battle that you didn't win, to now that I'm Jae Millz, the instrumental king? How much are you asking for now? And that's the question that I think URL and leagues have to figure out. Is we might have been able to book Jae Millz at $4 or $5 grand or whatever, whoever knows. You know what I'm saying? When he was battling John the Don and Geechee Gotti, are you trying to get 3 or 4 times that now? You want 12, 14, 13,000, 16,000? I don't necessarily know. And I don't know if the culture is at that point where they're paying that kind of money to battle. I don't know. I'm just being honest. So I think right now you have to figure out your next move, because I don't know who else is going to engage in you in the diss tracks. So to me, I feel like you can take what you got and bring it to the stage. I think that's a challenge for you. You should accept and not run from or not want to do it, or whatever the case may be. Instead of trying to change battle rap to do beat battles, which are just like a versus, if we keep it real. Like them beat battles, I like battles where like I can gauge some shit in the culture. Like, okay, I see Easy, he's about to battle Clips. Is he better than Clips? And it means something. If Easy and Clips did a beat battle, I still don't know who really better. It just could mean like, oh, you was better at making a track. Like, what does it really mean in battle rap terms? Battle rap to me is still a sport. I want a winner and a loser. I don't really feel like a lot of people can beat you in this lane. They might not pick the right beats and all kind of shit. So to me, it's not a challenge to see you do that. Like, I expect you to go up there and beat A-Ward on a URL stage. It's not even a challenge. So to me, the challenge is, can I take what I got and do it a cappella? I think you can do it. Do you think you can do it though?